Hey guys, happy Thanksgiving, first of all. I just got a really good email that I wanted to share. It kind of just helps to update my channel on what's going on in my life. Um, I got back in touch with the therapy group that I went to see last winter break and this summer. It's run by a really amazing woman um, who also has transitioned and knows all about the process and just is really really insightful and awesome. I don't know what else to say to her about her, but I was thinking about my transition and I emailed all of these therapists, and I just wasn't getting the response that I needed. One of them had too many patients, others just said, here, go to my website and fill out my form. So I emailed her, just to say, hey, checking back in, I'll be back in Portland soon. Um, but I want to start this process before I come back. I need an appointment before I come back, already planned and ready to go. I am more than ready to start this physical transition, and can you help me out? And she sent me this email back. And she said, Dear Emmett, you're a great guy. I think there's definitely a possibility that you could start therapy, hormone therapy, before heading back to New York in the spring. We have some resources that we can connect you with in the Portland area, and the first step would be for you to schedule a visit here in our office with the woman who runs everything. She can do a service intake for you, and that's the first step to providing you with a letter. Even though we don't believe in the gatekeeper process, we recognize it's still a fact of life for some services and legal processes. So, um, yeah, I got this email, and I was just like, what? Um, and then she sent it again, which was even better because she thought I didn't get it because I just didn't reply because I was so happy. Um, but, like, I didn't expect to get such a nice response because I've been so frustrated by emailing people and just not getting responses. And, I know that these people are going to work really hard for me because they work with a lot of youth and they just were really, really nice the last time I went to all of the meetings. And yeah, they are the ones who run the parent group that my mom originally went to, and I went to the youth group. And I guess it was when I first came back from college, I was having trouble because I was too nervous to identify with male pronouns without being auntie. Um, and then I also felt like I just wasn't handling people's expectations and what I thought people thought of me well. And I was self-monitoring myself so much, and they just talked me through it and gave me this confidence and allowed me to just start thinking in real terms about my transition and thinking about myself as a real human being and the fact that this can happen and that I am capable and that I don't know. They just gave me a lot of confidence, and I appreciate them a lot. So to get this email is really cool, and it'll be really. I don't think this will happen by Christmas, so it's not really a Christmas gift, but it'll be really awesome if it happens at least in January as a New Year's thing. Um, then I can at least have a tea day that's not on top of Christmas. I think that'd be awesome. Now I'm just planning ahead, but yeah, I just needed to share that update, and I spoke to my brother also the other day, um, and he's really supportive. I think what's weird is that he's my brother, and he does support my transition, but I think he and my dad kind of have a hard time seeing, they know that I'm male, masculine, but he has another trans friend that he knows, who he claims was already so male before he transitioned that he didn't notice any change in his attitude. And I think he was maybe inferring that my transition will have an effect on my attitude. I don't know. I think it's because my dad in particular treated me so much like the daughter in our household, and he loves to like call me nicknames all the time. And so there's just kind of that image that they haven't really gotten out of their heads, because it's like the way that they talk about me or communicate like to me. Like my dad just uses nicknames all the time, so my brother was joking that like my dad's shit at using the correct pronoun and all this stuff, and it's not because he doesn't support me. Like, I know he supports me, but he just hasn't changed something in the way that he thinks about me. So I guess the hinge for a lot of people, relatives, my dad, is the testosterone, which is crazy, because like my mom just gets it. Like, she gets that I've always been this way, and it made sense to her, and it made sense of so many things about our relationship that were like this, because she just didn't get my gender expression and why I wasn't a certain way if I was like her daughter, and now it just makes all this sense. And I think for my dad, like, he didn't really experience that clash or misunderstanding, so he's just like used to viewing me a certain way and hasn't changed his mindset. So T will hopefully do that the minute my voice starts changing and whatever. But yeah, we also talked about my name change, my brother and I. I'm pretty comfortable with Seth. I actually like Seth. I needed to find a one-syllable name because sorry, I have to be really quiet because I'm in my house. I had to find a one-syllable name because my last name is not one syllable, it's two, and everything just sounded like a mouthful and nothing quite fit, and I had a really hard time picking a name, actually, because I don't know. Some people wonder why I'm actually changing it if Emmett just works, but it's so close to my birth name. So close. Like, it's the male version of my birth name. Like, the only difference is the small sound of a T. So, I don't know. It just, when I think about legally changing it to that, I am comfortable with it. I've lived with that name for a year and a half, but I also feel like I need to change it to something that's not connected so closely with that, because I don't know, just makes me feel uneasy. And if I don't end up changing it, whatever, I'm cool. But I do think I want to be renamed because it's a process, and like, I've reached a certain point and I need people to stop seeing me a certain way, and I know that people don't because they screw up the name all the time, and I don't know, all this stuff. Anyway, so I'm thinking about it, and just an update, I guess. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. They don't really celebrate Thanksgiving in France at all, but we're all going out for a Thanksgiving dinner at some restaurant in France, and hopefully there'll be stuffing. You never know. Yeah, that's my update. Cheers. Have a good day.